What is going on, Ada Nation? Welcome to Dapp Central. My name is Fareed, and as a part of today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the Paribus protocol. Now, if it's your first time hearing about Paribus, they're going to be a lending and borrowing platform focusing on NFTs, liquidity positions, and synthetic assets. Now, we've already seen the platform launch on Arbitrum. We've also seen them bridge their token over into the Cardano ecosystem. And as a part of today's video, I want to jump into number one, their roadmap. Number two, a brand new asset listed on their liquidity platform. And then number three, something new that they call pTokens. Now, as always, if it's your first time stopping by the channel, my goal here is to provide you in the Cardano community with the latest news and updates surrounding the top builders in the ecosystem. If you appreciate content like this, please make sure to tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions for me surrounding anything we're talking about as a part of today's video, or just Paribus in general, then make sure to leave a comment down below. So first things first, let's jump over into the Paribus roadmap. So as it stands right now for the 2023 roadmap, we've already seen item number one get completed, which is going to be their MVP. Again, this was launched on Arbitrum, and then we're now starting to see the team build out, I believe, using Icon to simplify development on the Cardano network. Now, number two is going to be governance. So we're going to be jumping into this in just a second, but they're going to have their own platform, which I believe is going to be called VPBX. After that, we can expect for the MVP version of their NFT module, which will allow for you to tap into the liquidity that your NFTs currently hold. After that, we've got institutional adoption with Paribus Pro, and then the integration of Metaverse lands as the very last item on their roadmap. Jumping over into the next tab here, we have the Paribus governance model, which will be kicking off on Milkomeda. So it reads, we are thrilled to announce that the Paribus governance system will be deployed on Milkomeda. If you're not familiar with Milkomeda, it's going to be a EVM-based sidechain, which is connected to the Cardano network. Now, this decision is a direct result of the community's valuable input and strong community support. Together, the Paribus team is aiming to shape the future of Paribus. Now, there's a fully dedicated article, which I'm not going to be able to jump into as a part of today's video, but I will leave the link to it down below. And as always, I always recommend that you guys go ahead and check those out just to make sure that you're updated and in the know when it comes to everything that the Paribus team is building out. Moving over into the next tab, we have a brand new asset, which is now going to be listed on the Paribus MVP. Now, I mentioned earlier that they are already live on Arbitrum. And so this is actually going to be the addition of the ARB token, or the Arbitrum token, which is going to be the native governance token for the Arbitrum chain. So this was posted on September 14th, so about 2 weeks ago from the time that I'm shooting this video, and it states that ARB, or the Arbitrum governance token, has been added to the main net. So that said, if we jump over to the next tab here, we actually have all of the different assets which are currently available for either borrowing or supplying as a part of the PBX protocol. So kicking things off with the ARB, or the Arbitrum token, if you want to borrow this particular asset, there's going to be a 6.25% interest rate. Now, if you're supplying it, on the other hand, you're going to be able to earn a yield of 1.18%. Similarly, we have a stable coin, which, if you guys are not familiar, are pretty essential to any thriving ecosystem as well as any thriving protocol. So stable coins offer the ability to basically have a stable price value with your assets. And so typically what you see during the bull run is people basically switch out of governance tokens, for example, Cardano or Arbitrum, and switch that out for a stable coin, and then potentially wait for the market to retrace, at which point they could then re-enter with their stable coins back into those said assets. Now, when we're looking at the borrow APY for Tether, which is going to be, again, a stable coin, that's going to give you a interest rate, if you're borrowing it, of 1.78%. And if you're supplying it, it's going to be 0.05% in terms of a yield. Next, we have the Ethereum token, which, again, because they're building out on Arbitrum, which is going to be a layer 2 on Ethereum, the protocol does also encompass or utilize Ethereum as well. So the borrow APY for that is going to be 12.02%, whereas the supply APY will be 5.58%. Last but not least, we have Bitcoin with a borrow APY of 6.5% with a supply APY of 1.69%. Jumping over into the next tab, I want to quickly touch on pTokens before we wrap up today's update, but it states that this is going to be a brand new feature being incorporated into the Paribus platform. So pTokens are going to be the primary means of interacting with the Paribus protocol, and when a user mints, redeems, borrows, or repays a borrow, or liquidates a borrow or transfers pTokens, he or she will do so using the pToken contracts. Now, because they mentioned the word contracts, this leads me to believe that this is only going to be applicable to the ERC20 networks that the Paribus protocol is going to be moving on. I mentioned this earlier. Not only are they on Arbitrum, they're also going to be planning to build over on Cardano as well. So that is just going to be my 2 cents there. I don't believe that the P contracts will actually be beneficial to platforms, for example, like Cardano, but we may see an additional token come out, which will basically be simulative or representative of P tokens on other networks that are not ERC20 compatible. Now, I do also want to add that the Paribus team has basically revamped their entire document section. And as you guys can see here, this entire section breaks down all of the information surrounding P tokens, how they earn interest, and how the exchange rates can be calculated if you hold some of the P tokens. Again, this is going to be a pretty helpful resource if you guys want to find out anything surrounding how the Paribus protocol works. I believe that will bring me here to the end of today's video. I am today at NFT LV, so I have to keep this update pretty short. But as always, if you guys found this particular video to be helpful, I would appreciate you if you could tap that like button. If it's your first time stopping by the channel and you want more content like this, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions for me surrounding Paribus, the roadmap, P tokens, or anything else, then make sure to leave a comment down below. That said, and as always, I will see you guys in the next video.